$162 million saved towards the international airport by the end of May, and 244 so far engaged on the Special Employment Program. Thanks for joining the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm KIMANI. Stay tuned for details of the headline stories and others after this. Welcome back. The Honorable Prime Minister has reported that by the end of May 2018, government will reflect savings in the amount of $162 million towards the construction of an international airport. This comments from the Honorable Prime Minister as he spoke on CREOLE FM's Next Level show on Tuesday. Government had announced last year its intention to save US $5 million a month of funds from the Citizenship by Investment Program towards the construction of the airport. At the last Parliament sitting, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, confirmed that keeping to its commitment, government had been able to set aside $149 million, which was sufficient to begin earth movement for the project. Money which, despite the challenges of Hurricane Maria, has not yet been touched.
So by the end of this month, May, we will have approximately $162 million EC in the International Airport Development Account. And this is the first time that any government has shown a seriousness toward building international airport. Because governments have talked about it. Government have, as the opposition did, you know, a few days before election, land a plane on a screen in Lago.
Yeah.
You know, and say they're going to build an international airport, but they never had the money for it. You understand? They never had the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of Dame Eugenia Charles, may his soul rest in peace, who had the commitment of Reagan to do some earth movement for us, and Mr. James wrote to the United States government, tell them don't come because they'll be interfering in elections in Dominica. This is the only government.
The $162 million is sufficient to build a runway, the Honorable Prime Minister says, and this will set the country well on its way to accomplishing its goal.
There is a friendly government that has indicated to us its willingness to support us in the construction of the international airport. The specific area of support and the amount of support will be determined by both parties. And that we would have taken a concessionary loan for the balance. But we were building up our funds to see how far we can take it on our own, and to see if we could build it on our own.
The nation's leader says Hurricane Maria has been an impediment to the progress of plans for the airport, and once the housing situation in Dominica is stable, government will fully pursue construction of the airport.
Likewise, we will build a new port, a new container port, and likewise we will build a cruise village to accommodate the ferry and the cruise ships that are coming to Dominica, and to have all the duty-free. And one of the things we will be doing on this cruise village is to set up a duty-free supermarket, because a lot of the French people from Guadeloupe and Martinique usually come to us to shop, and if we can get them to come and shop the duty-free, they will shop more and help the economy. So there are a number of things that we're looking to do, but certainly when we stabilize the issue of housing and so forth, we'll go back to the finalization of the international airport, matters relating to the international airport.
The Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO, has provided the Ministry of Agriculture with funding valued at $100,000 for improving the data and information collection process of the ministry. Addressing a handing over ceremony on Thursday, the sub-regional coordinator of FAO commented that the data collection process before and after a disaster is critical for building resilience in the agriculture sector, as it will ensure quick response from donor agencies.
Building resilience is not something that you do immediately post-disaster and forget about it. You also have to continue to work on the ground with the farmers, with the ministry, to continue to help people to understand what it means to build resilience, to build back a resilient country. And in that regard, we have been able to mobilize some additional resources, to the tune of $100,000 right now, to provide some assistance in the area of data, collecting data and information, so that we can respond more quickly and more efficiently in the wake of the disaster.
One of the processes the FAO has implemented with the Ministry of Agriculture is an assessment form for farmers to assist the collaborating agencies gather baseline data within the sector.
We are working with you right now to prepare you for the next season. God forbid that it would hit Dominica, but we're trying to make sure that you are prepared. We are working, for example, one of the things we have done is we have sent to the ministry a sheet of information for you to fill out to tell us who are the farmers on the ground right now, what crops do they have, what livestock do they have, so that if, God forbid, the hurricane hits, we have the baseline data so we can do the damage and loss assessment very quickly to get the funds.
This $100,000 assistance for building a resilient agriculture sector comes after the FAO initially assisted Dominica with $700,000 right after Hurricane Maria struck. With gratitude, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Reginald Thomas, commended the assistance of the FAO, branding them as stalwarts for Dominica's agriculture sector.
As the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, and of course from the government of Dominica, we really want to extend, the greatest gratitude to FAO for all the support that we have gotten. The support that we got from FAO, even from the time of the PDNE and the other interventions that were made. I mean, you were stalwart at our side, really a friend in need.
In more news, over 200 people who lost their jobs following Hurricane Maria have found engagement on the government's Special Employment Program. Government had announced after the hurricane that a special employment program would be set up to employ up to 1,100 persons who were laid off as a result of Hurricane Maria. The Special Employment Program is set to be distinct and run separately from the National Employment Program.
So far, we have placed 244 people, right? 244 people under the Special Employment Program. So 244 people who lost their jobs after the hurricane are now receiving a salary paid for by the government of Dominica. And very soon we'll place another batch of people who have applied.
The Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Roosevelt Skerritt, was speaking on Kyrie FM Next Level program on Tuesday. He also revealed an additional 42 individuals have been placed under the National Employment Program. In more news from the Prime Minister, several new schools and major repairs of existing school buildings are on the cards for Dominica. According to the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Roosevelt Skerritt, some of these schools will be built with the assistance of the Government of Canada.
We have certain commitments to build new schools. So we're fixing some of the schools that have been affected. So we have placed a roof back on La Plaine, in Viecas and some other schools. And Digicel is also helping us in the Castle Bruce and Sinico area, and the Concord Primary School and the Lighthouse Primary School. But we intend to build a number of new schools.
Yes.
A number of new schools will be built. The Canadians, for example, have already committed to helping us build some schools. And they are, I believe, dailies. The Canadians are $5 million. Canadian, we have put in the Mount John Primary School, the Granby Primary School, the Dailies Primary School, the Salisbury Primary School, and the Will Strathmore Stevens Primary School.
The government of the People's Republic of China has also given its commitment to finance the construction of several secondary schools at a cost of $15 million US.
We have submitted them about 7 schools, including the Goodwill Primary Secondary School for complete reconstruction and so forth. But those schools certainly will begin next year, God's willing. But those schools will be built to withstand hurricanes. We built, with the climatic conditions in mind.
And finally, this news time on Thursday, the Ministry of Agriculture, along with other cooperative farmers groups, were recipients of equipment and tools to further develop their farming practices. The presentation made by the Food and Agriculture Organization took place on the grounds of the Forestry Division at the Botanic Gardens. As one of the first organizations to aid Dominica in the wake of Hurricane Maria, the FAO has also been and will continue assisting Dominica's agriculture sector with technical assistance. Right after Hurricane Maria struck, the organization assisted Dominica with $700,000 US for ensuring farmers were able to return to providing food security.
Particularly after the storm, Maria, we saw FAO come in as a major partner and really supported Dominica, supported the Ministry of Agriculture, and its mandate as it related to food security was realized. We were able to work with FAO and start to put food in the ground that we could feed our population. And
according to Sub-Regional Coordinator of the FAO, Dr. Lystra Fletcher-Paul, the organization is invested in ensuring Dominica is better prepared for any future disasters.
We are with you all the way, as Dr. Thomas said. This is not as we Trini say, it's not a piao relationship here. We have been with Dominica for over 30 years. Dominica has been a member of FAO. We have been with you through thick and thin, and we continue to be supportive of the government of Dominica. We pledge our continued support, and we are working with you right now to prepare you for the next season.
Recipient groups of the farming equipment, including the Bells Farmers, Northeast Farmers Group, Beekeepers Association, the St. Mark's Fisheries, and the Stars Poultry and Vegetables Farmers.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel créole, non moi c'est Shakira Pierre. À finissement mois mai l'année 2018, le gouvernement a sauvé 162 millions de dollars pour bâtir l'aéroport international là. Parole à la sortie du Premier ministre, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, pendant qu'il a parlé à ce radio Carry FM mercredi semaine là. Le gouvernement a annoncé l'année passée attention pour sauver US 5 millions de dollars. Un mois avant la construction de l'aéroport là. À dernier parlement là, ministre Finance, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, le gouvernement a tenu et puis commitment pour mettre 140 millions de dollars à ses côtés pour commencer le travail là. L'argent gouvernement là pas jamais manié, même si le cyclone Maria passé. Premier ministre dit gouvernement ça va côté tout l'argent qu'il a dépassé. 162 millions de dollars là qui ni assez pour faire runway là, Premier ministre Skerritt dit, et puis ça c'est un lot pas pour payer la joine goal ça là. Honorable Skerritt dit cyclone Maria mette à wet progrès pour aéroport là, et puis depuis ça fait qu'à vivre comment essayer avant cyclone Maria, gouvernement qui allait et puis plan là pour bâtir aéroport là. À d'autres nouvelles, Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt n'est confidence que tout travail la administration a fait après cyclone Maria, Dominique est bien préparé pour l'autre saison cyclone là qui va venir. Premier ministre Skerritt a parlé à ce programme à ce radio Carry FM mercredi semaine là. Honorable Skerritt dit NIPO, ça c'est une organisation là pour faire plan là pour désastre, l'office désastre et puis cabinet là qui a fait bonne préparation pour faire certain Dominique bien préparé pour l'autre saison cyclone là. Premier ministre a dit un gros challenge gouvernement ni c'est créer un village pour mettre moun sur un cyclone qui venu. C'est créer ça là te dommage mauvais après cyclone là et puis pas ça servi comme une place pour moun rester pendant l'autre cyclone. Honorable Skerritt a créé à ce monde qui ni place pour ouvrir caillou pour moun rester pendant un cyclone. Premier ministre a offert caillou pour constituency rester si l'autre mauvais cyclone qui venu. À d'autres communautés, par exemple, Guanfort, la gouvernement a signé contrat pour bâtir appartement. Premier ministre Skerritt dit qu'il pour prendre moun en temps cyclone qui aussi un resource center. Ça qui fait pas de cela pour ces appartements ça là. Gouvernement ka aussi préparé kon yo ka wè de Dominica pour waje kayo. Et puis yo aussi ka fait travail en différents lives en pays là. En même temps là, Premier ministre la ka dit qu'on gouvernement et puis ni pour ka travail et puis pour préparer moun supposé pour misi pour préparer famille. Et puis finalement, plus qui de sa moun qui te perd travail après cyclone Maria passé tapé travail avant un spécial programme employment gouvernement mette en place. Gouvernement après cyclone Maria te annoncé un spécial programme qui est développé pour employer presque 1000 moun qui te perd travail quand un résultat de cyclone là. Programme là qui est une distinction au National Employment Program là. En addition, numéro ça là, Honorable Roosevelt Scary dit yon lot kawa demon te employé à ba National Employment Program là. Ça c'est tout pour nouvelle à Créole. Non, moi c'est Shakira Pierre. Ni un bon week-end. Au revoir.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS on facebook.com/GIS News Dominica and follow us on Twitter @GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I am KIMANI. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.